going on, guys? It is Ryko here, back again, bringing you another Halo Reach MLG Team Slayer game. This one's on Countdown this time, and this is my final Halo Reach game I'm going to record. So I figured what I'd do for the final video is kind of give my very final opinions and thoughts on Reach. You know, what I didn't like, what I liked, and what I thought could have been improved and done better. You know, if you have any opinions of your own, which I'm sure you do, you know, feel free to share them in the comments. You know, keep it on subject. You know, what you like, what you didn't like, what you would improve, what you would do different. You know, feel free to whack them in the comments. So, I'll start off with the basics. What I liked about Halo Reach, okay, again, it was a very good game, Halo Reach. You know, it was another good Halo game. Despite the criticism that it received, it was still a very good Halo game. You know, I think they've done things very well overall. You know, it only had a few flaws, and some of them obviously were very heavy flaws, but overall the game itself was good. It was good fun to play. You know, the story in it was a good story this time from the campaign mode's perspective. Firefight was good fun. Campaign co-op again was all good fun. So the main basics of Halo in general is that it was, you know, it was another good Halo game. It was still good fun to play. We'll go on to the slight flaws of the game now. Many of them reside mainly in multiplayer. So one of the biggest flaws of the game was definitely its netcoding system and networking system in general. Halo Reach had a very poor netcoding system. You know, it picked terrible hosts, gave ridiculous host advantage, you know, and it gave unfair network advantage, you know, too much, too often, too many black screens, and I could go on forever about the netcoding / networking problems of Reach, but you know, that was one of its biggest flaws for me, was the fact that, you know, it relied on connection way too much as opposed to individual skill. Unlike the previous Halos, you know, even Halo 3 I think had a better netcoding in my opinion, because it didn't seem like it required host or anything as much as Reach does, and it didn't seem to be unfair as much as like Reach does. Reach seems ridiculously unfair at times just because it's solely based off connection, whereas Halo 3 it felt a lot more fair as a game. Another flaw of Halo Reach for me was the odd new introductions of things, namely Bloom, which again was a nice feature, a nice idea, but it was poorly implemented. I didn't think they thought about the implications and the consequences that it would have on their game. Look, I don't know, I didn't see this guy here. Like, I completely see him there. What a moron. Anyway, I managed to get a stick on him. Yeah, Bloom again, just for me, rushed, not thought about. I don't think they really thought about the actual consequences that it would have and what Bloom needs to be dependent on to be consistent, namely the connection, which they fucked up because they had poor netcoding. You know, if they had better netcoding, then Bloom might have been better. But for me, Bloom, they said it was introduced like a skill gap. It sort of did that anyway, but it introduced way more of a luck part to the game, which is not what you want. If you are better in a DMR fight than a guy, you should win the fight. Not you are better than, but then have to work extra hard only to be screwed over by its bullshit Bloom system. You know, I had that way too many times, and it really did piss me off. And I think that Bloom just needed a lot more work put into it and thought process, and definitely needed more research as to how it affects the game in general. Another flaw for me in Reach was the armor abilities. You know, not all of them, only some of them. Sprint, evade, and jetpack, and hologram for me were all fine. Jetpack is a little bit sketchy on occasions. It seemed a little bit broken at times and annoying. But obviously the main one, everyone's grief, was armor lock. It was completely stupid, armor lock. I don't know who thought that up, but whoever thought that up, I hope he's getting a grilling, because it was a really stupid idea. Like, they didn't put any thought process into that at all, and they really didn't think it through when they designed and implemented armor lock. So for me, armor lock was just a really stupid idea, an unnecessary flaw for Reach to have. They really could have avoided that, and for me, they were trying to like defend it so much and push it, and at the end of the day, it was just a really shit armor ability that was unnecessary and needed to be added to the Halo universe. The other flaw, obviously, no ranking system in Reach, and if you know you like me and you play MLG solo, you know how much that can affect you. Getting stuck with utter retards, morons, lemons, whatever you want to freaking call them, that completely drag you down. You know, one man can't win a game in Halo much. You know, it's a team-based game, so you have to have a ranking system, and I don't understand why they took it away, because Halo 3 had the perfect ranking system. You know, it's completely legitimate in every way, and why they decided to take that away, I will never know. Yeah, another flaw, you know, was that, and that led to another flaw, which was obviously because you didn't have a ranking system, you had another problem which was like getting forced up against bloody parties, forum parties and stuff. You know, that was again slightly dodgy matchmaking on its part, and again could have been avoided. I feel, I don't know why I'm just going to my teammate there, but yeah, I think it could have been avoided. You know, overall for me, Reach was a really good game. Despite the flaws, it was still a really good game. It's fun to play, you know, most of the time. Um, you know, the campaign was great. You know, I love the different story side they took it this time. You know, it definitely wasn't as good as the other ones, but the campaign was still good because it showed a different side of the Halo universe, which, you know, I respect. You know, Firefight was good, another good addition. You know, it had all its good traits to it, but there was a couple of game-breaking flaws in this Halo that I think could have been easily avoided or fixed or sorted, but they just chose not to. They tried to defend it, which was retarded because they were never going to be able to defend something that was broken anyway. And I just feel that they could have avoided those flaws and problems, and I think it would have made the game much better. I mean, you know, when they took Bloom out, it instantly made Reach like 100 times better. You know, playing the MLG playlist is like the only thing I play, because playing vanilla Reach is just horrible and painful, and it's just, yeah, too much stress. Whereas the MLG playlist, despite getting put with moronic teammates every game and being forced to lose and get your ass kicked because you don't have a team to back you up, you know, I don't mind that so much, because at least, you know, I can rape when I need to, and, you know, not get screwed over by terrible systems that they implemented. At least they took away Bloom and instantly made it a lot better. But, you know, for me, Reach wasn't a terrible game. It was a good game. It just had unnecessary flaws in there that I think could have been avoided. So, anyway, what was your take? I mean, Halo Reach is coming to an end now. I don't think many people are going to stay on this game once Halo 4 comes out, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, what were your final thoughts on Reach? I'd love to know what other people generally thought at the end of it, after going through all its changes, and, you know, what was your final thought of the game? What do you actually think of Reach as of now, after all its changes have been put in place? And, you know, I'd love to know from you. But anyway, this game's over, guys. As you can see, 29 kills. Like I've been saying, I'd love to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in another video. You stay cool.